I realize I have not done a garden update lately, so let me introduce you to my spring garden. Yeah, it's springing. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. Wanted to give you guys an update on, well, the spring garden. There was a lot of plants that I left over the winter because they were, well, cold weather tolerant plants. And boy, did they showed me their real colors. They were, okay, I'm going to be growing these guys from now on, especially through the winter, because there's a lot of plants you can plant in the fall, grow through the winter, and harvest in spring. Yeah! And as you can tell, I've been busy in the garden. Yeah, I did some weeding today. I've got a compost pile over here. Actually, I got 3 compost piles. One is ready to fill with the garden beds. The other one is composting. It's full, but it's composting because it's stuff from the chicken coop, rabbit manure, goat barn, things like that, and grass clipping. And then the third one, which is right in the middle between the two, are grass clippings and the stuff I cleaned out from weeds. I got to clean out the bunny bungalow again, and I'll be probably doing some more on the barn. So we'll be adding some more organic material to that, which is in preparations to expanding the garden back here in this empty space. I mean, look at all this. This is 25 feet by 50 feet of space that I haven't developed yet. My garden right now just consists of 25 feet by 50 feet. So let me show you. Oh, one of the plants that I let grow throughout the winter was fennel. Look at the size of this fennel bulb. I just looked online for a recipe on how to do fennel, the bulb, because you could do the fennel seed, the fennel leaf, the fennel bulb. It's all edible. And I got a lot of fennel growing in the garden also, so that will be next year's crop as it's growing. And I also let some of my plants go to seed, which is okay because I use that to feed the rabbits and the goats, because it's nice to offset my feed budget for the livestock. These 2 back rows are the primary ones I was working on today. The last couple of days. I got it all weeded, and then I planted my basil, I planted my tomatoes, I planted carrots, beets, and also cucumber. I also planted some squash and beans and peas. So there's a lot of stuff that I just planted today, but they've been growing in the greenhouse. And I've got potatoes that are at the end of life in the greenhouse. So I'm anxious to see how my potato experiment is going to go. That'll be another video. It's still not totally processed, but we'll process that later. And of course, I got my grapes. I got 4 cases of wine that I produced this year from last year's harvest. And I will be taking a case to, well, I'm executive producer of a motion picture, and I will be on set coming up in 9 days. And I will be gifting the case, a bottle to each of the cast and crew, so they can have a bottle of my personal vintage. Yeah, the comfrey is great for medicinal, and also great for the livestock, both the rabbits and the goats. And maybe the chickens. I gotta look into that, but I'll be transplanting the comfrey over into the pastures, or some of the comfrey over to the pastures, and leaving some here for medicinal, for our use. I also have some mint growing over here, lemon balm, which I absolutely love. Yeah, but it is a volunteer. It's like, okay, so it came in. But check out the garden. A lot of stuff that went to seed I left for the, I just let it go to seed because I'm feeding the leaves to the rabbits, and I'm feeding the stalks to the goats. I tell you what, they really love them. And see, these are the seed pods. So it's colored greens is what these are. So I think I can still get the leaves and use them in soups and stews. Also have some rainbow Swiss chard is growing really well. I just planted 2 zucchini squash, 1 yellow squash, and I planted a bunch of market more cucumbers to do pickling. I love the pickles. My family loves the pickles. I do a variety of pickles. I do the zesty dill pickles. Yeah. Got onions growing all winter long. I planted them last fall. I put the sets in the ground last fall, and they've been growing all year, and this is what they look like now. And also I have garlic that I planted last fall, and this is what they look like now. So there is a lot of stuff going on. I did plant carrots. So I wanted to tell you guys this. I personally don't use a lot of tomatoes, but I planted 2 variety of tomatoes. I do like tomatoes once in a while, and I do want to start freeze drying, and yeah, we got a freeze dryer. Yeah, dehydrating and canning tomatoes for pasta sauce, because I like spaghetti. Anyway, when I grow my tomatoes, they're susceptible to some pests. However, I purchased 2 different varieties of tomatoes, 2 plants, and then on each side of the tomato plant I planted a basil plant. The basil has an aroma that repels some pests. And on one side of the tomatoes I planted carrots. Now the carrot tops, when they grow up, they're a natural repellent to those pests that specifically attack your tomatoes. And on the other side I just planted in some beets. So I thought, utilizing all the soil, yeah. And then over there I got peppers, 2 variety of peppers I grew. So not too much right now until I expand the garden, because we're running out of space, completely running out of space. But there may be a solution coming up in June. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but you got to stay tuned. It's going to be fantastic. Well, I'm Jerry Hansen, your host, with my spring garden here on the homestead high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. We're in growing zone 9, so we got to be careful on what we can grow here. Mainly cold weather tolerant plants because of our altitude and our geography, because this is Oregon, and Oregon has microclimates because of the mountains. So pay attention to that. So please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing, clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up. Share my videos on your social media platforms. Helps us out. It really does. It helps us get a little bit more income. Stay tuned to more shows. I've got some work going over at Southern Oregon Safaris, where the buffalo roam, on my other channel. And they do have a 3rd channel called Jerry Hansen Studios that I've been doing art. I entered that a national art contest that Johnny Depp is promoting. So I'll leave a link down below so you guys can click on that link. There's only a couple of days left to vote, but you can do a free vote once a day. And I think, last I checked, I'm in number 17th on the top 20 in my category. So I appreciate it if you guys vote. Stay tuned. Be safe, always be kind. I'll see you guys in my next episode. Bye bye now.